What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another college basketball video. It is Sunday, November 9th. We got some more college basketball action to break down here today in this video. So we're going to do just that, man. But before we do, we got to jump over there to the Guy Boston Sports website. Now, after each of these videos, that's where I lay out my final plays and list them over there on that website for free. So make sure you check down there in the pinned comment. You'll find a link that'll send you right over there to find those final plays. So let's go ahead and jump over there. Let's see what we took last night and how that ended up going down. We put two plays in for Saturday night. We go 1-1. We took St. John laying 4.5 points, and they don't win that game at all. They lose that one by 7 to Alabama, so we don't cash there. We took Michigan State laying 1.5. They win that one by 3, so we do come out in a sweat, but we do come out on top on that one. 1-1 overall on the night. And guys, we're going to continue to keep things pretty light here at the beginning of the college basketball season, man, as we feel things out. And obviously with these schedules, at the early stages of the college basketball season, you have a lot of higher ranked teams facing a lot of teams of way lesser quality. You got huge spreads. So that's why I haven't been going over a ton of games here in these videos. That's why we kept things pretty light so far, in the first week. And probably heading into this week as well, man. We will introduce player props as the season goes on as well, man. Just want some more data to go off of before we really start diving into everything. So just kind of like I said, keeping things light, man. Going to be 2 to 3 plays probably a day here for the first few weeks while we really build up some data and just get a feel for everybody, who they are. And we'll go from there, man. We'll start adding in more things, more plays, more segments to these videos and, such of that nature. So with that said, I'm just going to be looking at one game here today in this video, man. Looking at the marquee matchup on the day. We are looking at Indiana taking on Marquette. Now, this one's going to be tipping off at 1 p.m. It's also going to be taking place at a neutral site, going to be going down in Chicago at the United Center. Indiana coming in 2.5-point favorites. The total sitting at 153.5 in this one. It's year one of the Coach DeVries era in Indiana. They have 10 transfers on this roster as well, man. The team identity is entirely new this season. Tucker DeVries, the coach's son, is the clear primary scorer here. He's a senior forward, high volume shooter, versatile playmaker, and he posted 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists in their opener. He's got an ability, man, to handle the ball and create against pressure, and that's going to be central to Indiana's success here in this one. Now, this new offense under Coach DeVries is designed to be more perimeter focused, more high volume in the paint than previous IU teams. They took 32 shots in the paint, 24 three-point attempts in their 98-51 opening win en route to an elite 70% effective field goal percentage. The big question in this one, man, is can their new backcourt comprised of transfers handle the intense trapping full court defense that Marquette Shaka Smart is famous for? Right, turnovers were a major issue for IU last year, and they'll obviously look to avoid, giving the ball up and triggering Marquette's fast break. That's their bread and butter and what they live and die by. They also got a 6'10 senior forward, Reed Bailey. He's also a powerful finisher, man, a good free throw shooter as well, 7-7 in the opener from the line. Provides a pretty strong post presence that, Marquette's less experienced bigs could struggle to contain here in this game. Then Marquette, on the other hand, man, they brought in 0 transfers this offseason. That's the name of the game there with Coach Smart. Really just relying on his system and returning players stepping into bigger roles. That's been the game of the game for them since he's came into the program. Now, with Marquette's top 3 scorers departing this offseason, Chase Ross, a 6'5 senior guard, is the new go-to offensive threat. He's a veteran starter, man, and a defensive pest who was 4th in the Big East in steals last year. He leads the team in scoring through their first 2 games this season. The Golden Eagles, like I said, they're defined by a defense that creates extreme pressure, a large number of steals, turnovers forced, and an offense that thrives off of scoring off of those turnovers and transition. So in the first 2 games, they forced 36 turnovers. They averaged 13 steals per game over those 2. The big question for Marquette is who provides consistent scoring outside of Ross, right? Marquette's defense has been stellar early, holding opponents to 35% shooting from the field. That's the only question really, man, is who's going to consistently get some points up, get some buckets up outside of Chase Ross. Another thing to consider in this matchup, right? Marquette, they generally don't crash the offensive glass hard. They prioritize getting back on defense. Indiana can definitely utilize the size advantage that they have here to win the rebounding battle, and then in turn limit Marquette to just 1 shot per possession, right? Especially late into the game. Free's new offense, it looked promising in the opener, man, with that emphasis on shots in the paint and, getting up more shots from beyond the arc. If IU can establish the post game early, they can start getting to the line in this one. It's gonna force Marquette to collapse on defense. That should open up some more good looks along the perimeter for Indiana. The Marquette, they've shown a trend in its early games of being just, slow to start offensively and then executing at a high level after halftime adjustments, right? They've shot significantly better in the second half to open up the season. So, with that in mind, this may be a spot to look at the Hoosiers early in this game, right? Full game, it feels like this could be a pretty close game, man. It could be pretty much a toss up if you really look at it. You could make an argument for both sides. Indiana does have the size advantage in this one, and they're deeper overall. Their style of play is more than capable of holding up to Marquette's chaotic pace defensively. So if IU can secure the defensive glass and limit the turnovers in this one, their half court offense should be able to be efficient enough and produce some results against Marquette's front court. So I'm going to roll with the Hoosiers in this one. But like I said, man, I think I like them in the first half more than anything. And guys, that is going to wrap it up for today. Hope you liked the show, man. Hope you found the content helpful and useful. And if you did, please don't forget to smash that like button on your way out. Hit subscribe if you have not already. And that is going to wrap it up, man. Hope you guys all cash out. Hope you guys have yourselves a great Sunday. And I'm going to see you back tomorrow for the next one.